Hello, I'm Nise.
I'm Chala.
Hello, I'm Akriti. I was born in Nepal and I grew up in Belgium.
And I'm actually assisting on this docuseries,
Yeah, when did you learn that?
Love had to be earned.
The Wound Beneath the Giving.
I'd say like when I was growing up. Um, my parents got divorced when I was 10, and I became the mediator between them. And first time I feel I had to fight for getting my part of the approval, getting seen by my parents because they were too involved in their own life. So I really had to make myself seen, I think, and make myself feel needed, but also, yeah.
I feel like love does not have to be earned. Love has to be there no matter what. If you know how to love yourself, you are gonna love someone else too.
The love I give doesn't have to be earned from the people I'm giving it to, but I've come to realize that I feel like I have to earn other people's love. And now that I'm aware of it, I catch myself and I can step back. But yeah, I think it's to do with how much I love myself. And the more I'm knowing myself and the more I'm loving myself, the less I feel like I have to earn someone's love, because often I hold myself to a different standard than other people. Like, I have to be more moral. I have to do things the right way. I always have to have the best intentions. And then I can earn the love or whatever it is. But I don't hold other people to the same thing. And that's the problem, I think, because that limits how much I can give. If I'm not being easy on myself, then I also can't give fully. So if I care about other people, then I should also care that much about myself and show myself the same kindness.
I think I had like an idea if I behave in the right way and take the information from my mom, change it and give it to my dad, they were gonna hook up together. Um, yeah, and I really, that childish belief you can have of like, if I just do all these things, everything will come back as it was and will be kumbaya. And then slowly and steadily, I realized, oh wait, that's not how it works. That's not. I don't have that power to change other ones. But yeah, it was really like, poof, it's a big moment of realization. Yeah.
Who are you?
When you're not holding everyone else together.
Identity loss in caretaking. Who am I? Ooh.
It's just me, like without any responsibility on my shoulder, and just trying to do good for myself and people around me, and whatever I do in my job or wherever I go, that's me. When I do not try to hold everyone else together.
I don't feel like I do this as much now. I think as a kid I did it, and I liked responsibility as a kid. I was always the responsible child. Like, my mum describes me as, like, we would go somewhere and all the kids would be playing, but I would sit with the adults and like ask permission first before I go. And yeah, I felt like I had to have this adult role even when I wasn't an adult. So now, because I'm aware of that, I don't do this as much. Like, even though I know that I can take responsibility and pull things together, I consciously try and take a step back.
It's funny as well. Like I work as a nurse back in Sweden, and I've realized that there's an overrepresentative of divorced kids that become nurse with this idea of like, this little childhood seed of like, if I take care of everyone else, everything will work out. And I think I base a lot of my personality of helping. So when I'm not helping, it's kind of the classic class clown. And when he takes off his like costume and he sits there in front of the mirror and like, oh wait, who am I though? Like behind all the caretaking and the charades. But I think I'm getting pretty good friends with myself. I'm starting to figure myself out pretty well solid. Like, got this inner child that I'm seeing and really becomes friends with. And yeah, it's not as scary anymore, but definitely still trying to figure out who I am. But the one I am right now, it's also weird. I jumped off the bus from New Delhi like 4 hours ago. Didn't get that much sleep, and all I knew is I had a friend Ashu who lived here, and then it's just been on intense 4 hours. Dude, I love it. All right.
Do you help because you want
To, or because you're afraid of
being forgotten if you don't? I have questioned this. I've questioned it in relationship.
I do help because I really like to. It comes from my heart. Yes, there are sometimes there are thoughts that come. Okay, if I don't help, maybe they are gonna judge me. There are also these are just thoughts on my mind, and what I try to do is like, okay, these are the thoughts. That's not me. It's my ego talking. So I have to keep my ego on the side. I have to do this for the next person who is gonna be here. So that's how I try to convince myself. I mean, that's how I work on myself and then help others.
the first half of my career as a helper. I really thought that the first one, if I didn't help, I would be forgotten. Like, they wouldn't see the value, and I would just be the one picked last. But the last like 3 years, I really started to understand that.
I feel like I'm happy to I'm happy to help either way. Like it sometimes it does take away from me to help, and maybe sometimes I do it because I'm afraid to be forgotten. But actually, like, I'm happy to help. If I'm helping, it's because I'm choosing to give, regardless of how that is received and how people then perceive me. Like, it's something that feeds me.
I would not be forgotten based if I do it or not. Yeah, am I the one? Do they love you because who you are or what you do? You know. And I thought for a long time it's because of what you do, and then I started to realize it's also for who I am. You know. It's also for who I am. But the afraid of being forgotten part is still in there somewhere. I can feel that energy coming to me sometimes. Be like, hey, but what about if you don't do it? They're gonna be like, oh, who's that guy? And I was like, I see you, but I'm not gonna follow your train of thought. I already been down there before, and it doesn't really lead to anything productive, you know. But you're definitely a part of the experience.
What does it feel like to always be there
For everyone, but never
Fully seen.
fuck. That's a good question.
It's very, very, very exhausting. It's very tiring. I tell myself every day I'm so tired. This body is tired, but also I cannot stop.
Like you're in a part of your own little bubble, and you're in the main world. You're in this big map, but you're also behind a little shield. And it feels, yeah, they see the front stage, don't really show the seen the backstage, haven't really showed the backstage either. But yeah, never really fully been seen.
I don't feel like I agree because I think I have people around me, and I'm very, very lucky that I have the people around me that see me and understand me. Often I feel misunderstood, quite often I feel misunderstood, but also I think that there's a part of me that maybe likes that a tiny bit, and that's what's causing it. But yeah.
I really remember that just growing up, and I was like the shy little kid in the corner. It wasn't until I was like 16 I really learned to talk. Before that, I was really quiet, very introverted, very, very scared of just like everything around. And then when I started to realize I want to be a part of everything, uh, also realized I had this feeling that nobody really saw me. That like they saw the part of me that was fun, the other part like, get out of here. And I was like, no, no. Just trying to, dude, chasing the cool kids. Wow. I've been chasing the cool kids as a fucking professional, you know? And also trying to be a part of the cool kids, there's a big part of it is not being seen. Like everybody's fighting to be seen, but nobody really actually sees the other person because they're all too busy being cool. And then you come over that threshold where people understand, like, oh, it's nice to be cool. Like, it's cool to be nice. You don't have to be a selfish asshole to be a cool person. And the whole idea of cool kind of just gets flipped on his head. Yeah. It's also interesting. I'm a part of the skateboarding community, and it's definitely a lot of like testosterone and look at me doing cool shit with my board, like me. But you also, when you see like the insecurity behind that little scared boy that just want to be seen and try to do it through a skateboard. Yeah.
It's okay. You want to stop? No? You're okay? Do you want some water?
Oh, that's it.
Okay.
Have you ever given so much that you snapped? I think it most happens to my family because I think I take them sometimes for granted. You know, you cannot go and snap to someone, but because they are always there for you, you feel comfortable snapping with them, but also sometimes they do not deserve it, you know? So yes, I have, I think I've given to someone else and snapped to someone else.
Powerful experience last year when I was in the hospital. I work in the gastro clinic, so gastro ward, so stomach, intestines, liver, a lot of alcoholism, a lot of liver transplants, a lot of just like heavy stuff. And I was working, I think like 6 hours the same week, 18-hour shifts last 2 days, and I was just pushing my physical limits so hard. And it just kept, trying to swim upstream, trying to get over the water limits. You can take a breath, and every time you come up, someone's just pulls you back down.
I snap a lot. My Mars is an Aries, so it's like this. And I think that this happens only with people I love, the people closest to me. I think of my mum when I read this question. Yeah, I have given too much that I've snapped on many, many occasions, or I've withheld too much and snapped.
And it was looping like that, just like exponentially the whole week. And then I remember the last shift, I just like kind of just screamed. I was like, just too much, like trying to make me be 3 people when I'm only one. So I only have 2 hands. Like what? And everybody's screaming, and everybody needs attention. And yeah, I remember hiding in the toilet for a long time, and just it's like this is too much. Cause like I didn't eat, I didn't drink, I didn't go to the bathroom. Like all the me stuff that I need to take care of other people, I just ignored them till the limit where I couldn't ignore it anymore. And I remember screaming at an old demented man for being racist to my colleagues, and I was like, "That's not okay." And he's like sitting there like, "What the fuck?" Just like super. Yeah, he was on a different universe, and I was really trying. And then I walked out. My friend was like, "You should take a little break. Like you should." Phew. And then I realized, like, yes, I fucking should, because I'm getting pushed to the limit. But yeah. I'm not really a snapper though. Like I snap internally, but like outside I just get quiet, I'd say. Especially with alcohol as well. Some people get I just get hide in a corner kind of. That's how I snap.
When was the last
Time you asked
For help without apologizing. I don't think I've ever done that.
I'm British, so it's a very normal thing for me to apologize. I apologize for everything.
Do you know about jantelagen? So like the law of jante is a Swedish state of mind where it's like don't disturb other people with your problems. It's like, nah, you fix your shit. Like don't make everybody else have to deal with your stuff. And that's like a very Swedish state of mind that I didn't really know I was that infected. It wasn't that big part of me until I realized how bad I am at asking for help.
asking for help is so difficult, and I'm still learning. It's not easy to it's, I don't know how people ask for help, but it's not really easy. I feel like when someone is helping me, I again have to give them something back, because I feel like, okay, I do not just feel it's, there is something wrong if I'm not giving something back. So helping comes with always giving back.
But yeah, I do sometimes feel like I have to sort out my own shit myself and not put other people through it with me.
I guess it was in Delhi yesterday when I was trying to find my way to the bus station. I just like that way, yeah, okay. But other than that, it's always apologize in there somewhere. No, it's like, I'm sorry to disturb you. Like, start with an apologize even before you say what you want. Um, I also had like a lot of people in my friend group that's like, tell me to stop apologizing. Like, I'm better at it now, but like a few years ago, every time they're like, stop apologizing. You know, you don't have to. I'm like, yeah, but isn't that a part of it? They're like, no. Shame in receiving, yeah, big time. Like, even just like getting scratched on my back when I'm with a person I like, I kind of feel like, oh, now you're scratching my back, so now I have to scratch yours as well, because otherwise it's gonna be unbalanced, and like this whole idea that you have to be on like, can I get like sexual?
Shut up.
I've been really bad at receiving oral sex, like in my entire sexual career. It's like I've never been able. I like never really been able to relax while getting oral sex, and I realized that like my latest ex was the first person I was comfortable enough to like really receive it without feeling like shameful about it, because it's something like very, you're so far away from each other, and so like, I don't know, it's always been filled with shame for me. And until like a year ago, I was like, oh wait, did this can also just be fun and like curious. It doesn't have to feel like this shameful thing. And I didn't even notice thought it was that hard until I realized. I was like, holy shit, been too ashamed to get a blowjob because it felt always like apologizing as well. Like, yeah, sorry for putting my dick in here, and they're like, no, I wanted to. Like, yeah, true, you wanted to. Yeah, I
How
guess.
much love have you withheld from yourself
While you're pouring it into everyone else. I feel like I did this throughout my entire teen years. Yeah, I did this during my whole teen years. I did it with,
Also, like, because they're so blunt, they're just actually pointing out all the things that yeah, don't say that word, like, it's kind of like Voldemort, like the one who should not be named. Kind of feel like that. Um, I think, yeah, I know before a lot. Like, I was really hard on myself, especially like I always had the train of thought, like when everything goes good, it's just because I'm lucky, right place at the right time. I just happen to, and everything is going bad, it's because it's my fault and I deserve it. Like, kind of bad karma idea. Uh, and yeah, I've withheld a lot of love for myself, because like loving yourself always been scary. Like, you're just this little weird kid, like, but everyone else, they're the cool people. If you get them to like you, then you can start liking yourself in that process, but you can't.
I don't know how much, but I think since I grew up, I never put myself as a first priority. I've always
yeah, I did it with friends because I wanted them to like me, accept me. So my priority was more giving than receiving. And it made sense to me at the time because it felt like, oh, I can receive later, but like I need to give now if I want to keep these relationships. And I realized much later.
Yeah, remember, I thought you couldn't start with loving yourself. You have to first get the external gratification before you can start loving yourself. Then I realized, like, oh, that's kind of upside down. Yeah.
even if I like something and there is other person who love that, then I always give to that person. So it's the recently that I've started like, okay, if I deserve this, then this is mine. I know it's I have to work on myself. I think that's what caution is.
How much? Yeah, like what's the quantity? Like, like the biggest loser, like this is much you ate in a year. Like this is how many hearts you didn't give to yourself when you deserved it. Yeah. But yeah, for every year, it's definitely getting less and less love that I withhold from myself. But still, yeah, I'm still having trouble just like completely. Yeah, I feel like I have to earn my own love. Like I can't just sit at home on the sofa and be like, yeah, look at you killing it. You have to be, always have to like push myself in some sort of way to make myself earn the love. Otherwise, it's too easy. I can't just sit here and meditate and love myself. Even though I realize you can. It's actually possible. Yeah.
What would it feel like to be loved, not for what you give, but simply because you exist? What would it feel like?
Oh my God, I would. It's so peaceful, and it's like I think that's what this is about. It will you feel like seen, heard, and understood. I think that's everything, nothing else.
I realized that also when I got my nursing degree like 1.5 years ago, and I've always been the black sheep of the family. Like my brother and sister, are, like super academic, straight from high school, and just like papa, and my parents, like very high intelligence people, and I just after high school went to Australia, surfed and smoked weed, and then went to Barcelona and skated and smoked weed, and was just like this all. They couldn't like put me in the box, and they always like never really worked. And then all of a sudden, I got a nursing degree and became a grown up, and they're like, "Whoa, what the hell? You're actually like a smart person. Like, whoa, we just thought you're gonna be like." Smoking weed and getting dreads for 30 years, and now you're like a grown up. And I was like, whoa. It was kind of like that's when they really saw the whole me. Like before, they just had this stereotypical picture because they never really asked questions, and I didn't really tell them everything. And it was like, oh, so now you kind of get me, but before you didn't. I don't know. Kind of lost my train of thought there.
But it's conditional love. We're talking about.
Yeah, conditional love. Yeah, I had to earn it. 100%. Always felt the conditional love. Always have to like. My mom is also very like posh. So every time it was like family dinners, like don't dress like a hobo. Like I've heard that phrase a few times because like this for her is like that's not a acceptable look. But if you dress the part, then I'll be cool to you. Then I'll be your mom. And I was always been like that kind of conditional. Um, yeah, big time conditional. And I think I've started to understand that it doesn't have to be like that. But also like the conditional love, it works because there's a pattern to it. You can like, oh, but if I do this, I do get the love. It's
Yeah, maybe I tie too much of my existence to what I give and what I put on the table. Yeah.
definitely like you got to create value. Also like my now I don't, but
you don't.
that's the thing. I've like in the
In the relative world, you do. But in the whole,
you don't.
don't.
You don't. You actually don't. And that's the crazy part because like I've heard the words before, but now I'm actually starting to see the value with it. Been like almost scary to understand what the words really mean. Like it's okay. It's okay just to exist. Like you don't have to. You don't have to create value to be loved.
And then come home to box you.
Mm. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of going back home because I know I'm gonna get into the conditional love state of mind for a while and gonna really, yeah, I'm a little bit scared of going home. Yeah, because out here traveling, it's been unconditional love from always every person I met. It's just like they see me more in a way than people see me back home. I really feel. Because back home, it is conditional love in a way. Like, let's talk to my boss. She's like, yeah, so happy for your trip, but when you come home, it's go time. Put on your big boy pants. And I was like, Yeah. Conditional love. But it's not. But for some people it is. You know, love and detachment, the difference. Like if you love someone, like really love someone, it's unconditional. You just want them to be happy. But if you're attached to someone, it's conditional. They have to do their part to receive the love. And like in all my relationship, I had that realization like a few weeks ago. I've never been myself 100% in a relationship. Always been the idea of myself, but never like actual all the parts. Always been the giver and like adapt my whole personality to what they need, and then I lose myself in the process, and then it becomes this conditional premise for the whole relationship. Yeah, that's a classic. I always find people who needs to be taken care of, and I get the value from taking care of them. Yeah, but it's getting better though, because now I see the pattern. I didn't see the pattern before. Yeah, that's the cool thing about like understanding yourself. Like it's not about avoiding everything. It's about when you get into the danger zone, you actually see the zone. You don't just like fall into it and be like, fuck. You can actually see it before you trip. And that's kind of the whole thing. Like I was talking the monk, I met a monk that was talking like, do you get angry? Someone asked the monk. He was like, of course I get angry. I'm a human being. Like it's a part of being human. I just don't give it the attention. I just let it come and then let it go. You don't have to feed every stimuli, you know?
What do you fear would happen if you stopped being the nice one? Pride and protection and persona. um,
They will abandon me.
I'm trying to stop being the nice one. I don't need to be nice one. I'm so, like I said, I'm so tired of being the nice one. I want to be kind, but I don't need to be the nice one, and I'm okay with not being the nice one.
When I was younger, I really thought I was just gonna get left out from all the things, all the football practices, all the parties, all the events, all the birthday parties. I would just be, I wouldn't be a part of it. So put on the nice roll suit, nice one outfit, and then yeah, what do you fear would happen? Yeah, I think just like the fear of getting left out and just being alone. You know, always been afraid to be alone. Even though I am a loner in a way, like I'm really good at being solo. I can be solo for weeks, but I also realize that it's a hard balance.
yeah, sometimes I question myself as well whether I feel like I'm just nice because I'm happy to be nice. But actually, maybe I've just conditioned myself to be nice, and I recognize that now, and I step out of it whenever I can. But there's definitely times I don't, and then I look back on an interaction, and let's say I had no energy, but I didn't want to disappoint the person that I'm talking to, and I didn't say anything. Yeah. But what do I fear? Hmm. You stopped being the nice one. Hmm. I think I like being perceived as a nice person, and maybe it feeds a part of my ego as well. Um, so yeah, maybe it's that. Yeah.
But what do you fear? I don't know. Because I just, yeah, like I have the idea that I am the nice one. Like I've heard every time I come into my work or anything and I'm not like, hey, they're like, what's happened? Like, what's wrong? And I was like, no, I'm just tired today. And they're like, but you're not smiling or like making jokes. What the, like, has someone died? And I was like, no, I'm just having a low day. And it's like kind of, there's like, yeah, why? And it's kind of hard. Like I made this character of myself, so when I'm not the nice one, everyone's like, "Oh, there's some serious shit going on." I'm like, "No, actually not. I'm just low today." Yeah, I don't know what I would fear.